All right, good evening. This is the 6 p.m. workshop about public benefits in English. There is a 7 p.m. workshop in Spanish. Limerick, could you?
Buenas noches. Buenas noches. Este es el taller en inglés a las 6 y el taller en español va a comenzar a las 7.
Thank you. My name is Sean Scaraya. I'm also joined by Ms. Lee Marie Tatnall, who's one of our social workers, our school counselors here at the school, and David Chavez from Health and Welfare Council of Long Island. Welcome to Evergreen Charter School's online workshops. Thank you for joining us tonight for our series of online workshops to keep families informed of the facts during this crisis. Tonight's presentation will give you information about signing up for public benefits. There are documents that you can download in the website www.ecsworkshops.org. This will make it easier to follow along to tonight's presentation. Today's presenter is Mr. David Chavez from the Health and Welfare Council of Long Island. The presenter will present for around 15 to 20 minutes, and there will be a question and answer session that will last 5 to 10 minutes. You can ask a question tonight by posting a question in the question box in the GoToWebinar control panel. Thank you, and over to you, Mr. Chavez.
Thank you, Sean. Tonight's webinar is a workshop in English for the SNAP program. We're going to be teaching everybody about what the SNAP program is, what it entails, and who can apply, how they can apply, and anybody needing to go to the state website or doing an outreach to a NOAA coordinator. Today is for the Evergreen Charter School. My name is David Martin Chavez. I'm a NOAA coordinator for the Health and Welfare Council of Long Island and Nassau County. Pretty much we're going to break it down into the introduction as to what the SNAP program is, who can be eligible for SNAP in New York State, what are some of the benefits, how does SNAP work, and then we're going to answer a couple of questions if you have any. SNAP is the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program in the state of New York. It's our nation's primary nutrition and assistance program, stretching the monthly food budgets of all individuals who meet the program guidelines. So for everybody, for all intents and purposes, SNAP is nothing more than something that can help you balance your food budget on a monthly basis, depending on your income, depending on your family size. Everybody's family size and income is going to be different. It's going to be varied. So therefore, your benefit amounts will vary as well. Who is eligible for SNAP? Eligibility depends, as I said before, your size of your family. So individuals can apply as a single. Families of up to 4, 8, 10, 12, and even more can apply. Seniors, those who are veterans, individuals who are homeless, even college students who are away can apply for the program, depending on what expenses they may or may not have. Some of the other factors are whether you pay a rent or if you have a mortgage. Contrary to popular belief, those individuals who do have more expenses will tend to see more benefits in the program because they have a higher allotment of expenses versus their income. Individuals who are also eligible, some people may not know, and we have a specific group, is individuals who, such as, that come from other nations. So many immigrants who are either U.S. residents or have become U.S. citizens can be eligible for our program with a 5 to a 10-year period, depending on what time you came into the nation. Also, the citizens of individuals who are still immigrants, meaning their children, are eligible for the program. So while the families may not be citizens or legal permanent residents, their children are eligible because their children were born here in the United States. Some other individuals that would be eligible in our community would be seniors or those individuals that are disabled, which can increase their income allotment through SNAP. This screen over here shows some family sizes that we've described from 1 to 8. Some of these sizes we give these individuals depending on family size, income. So this is something most of you won't understand, but for me to break it down to you very simply is If we look at the first one, number one individual in the household, in the state of New York, we look at 130, 150, and a 200%. FPL stands for federal poverty level. So other states are looking at other allotment sizes. So we're only looking in the state of New York at 130, 150, and 200% allotment size. Seniors are always going to be in the higher category. That way, they're going to be earning a higher benefit amount. The benefit amounts are all the way to the right-hand side, 194 being for an individual who would be a single. Some of the benefits of the SNAP program simply are that you can eat healthier food because the SNAP program provides for individuals to get healthier fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, grains, rice, cereals, meats, such as fish, chicken, or beef. If you eat healthier, obviously you're going to be healthier and you have increased effectiveness for your body to fight off diseases, to fight off infections, or even any of the viruses. Not that I'm saying it fights all viruses. Something that we really want to look at for children in the household is graduation rates. So the more kids eat, the healthier they are. So if they have 3 square meals a day, as we like to call it, they have a better attention span inside their school systems. But for everybody in the SNAP program, we really want them to know that their food budgets are always going to be increased, whether they apply for the program and get accepted into the program. How can SNAP help anyone? Well, whether you're on a retired or a fixed income, you're having a hard time meeting ends meet, if you're skipping meals either at your elementary, your middle school, your high school, or even colleges, we always like to tell these individuals, SNAP is a program that can help you not just at home, but also in school. Many individuals can apply through SNAP, receive the free school lunch meals, such as free breakfast and free lunch, and an even aftercare lunch. And in some communities on Long Island, there are summer programs that meet these affordabilities for every family size. Someone who has a disability, who cannot afford to be on a full stipend budget with SSD, can also benefit from the SNAP program. Families that are working full-time, have 2 jobs, or only have a part-time job, are struggling to afford their meals, SNAP is also there for them. This sort of picks up where your budget would be on food costs. SNAP would sort of take over that section, at least put in about 40% of what your total purchases are. SNAP does not cover 100% of everything, but SNAP does try to give as much as it can per household, again, depending on size, your income, your expenses, something that a coordinator such as myself can speak to a family about. More information can be found on the Hunger Solutions website of New York State. How does it work? Simply put, SNAP, if you can operate a credit card or a bank card or even a gift card, you'll know how SNAP works. You can use SNAP to go shopping at your local grocery store, a big box chain store, bodegas, and you could buy fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, cereals, canned goods, juices, water, steak, fish, chicken, lobster, shrimp, whatever it is. Almost every major program in the state of New York uses SNAP because SNAP is the most readily available program throughout the state. You can buy plants and seeds, grow your own vegetables in your own home and your own garden. Your local grocery will use SNAP. The Walmarts, the Targets, the BJ's, the Costco's, any deli that provides fresh fruits and vegetables takes SNAP. How can you apply for the program? Simply put, you can go down to your local Department of Social Services. In Nassau County, it would be in Uniondale. You can apply online at the New York State mybenefits.ny.gov website, which I'll be showing you at the end. You can apply by picking up an application, either at DSS or at a clinic, fill it out, put it in the mail, and wait. Or you can call me. I'll put my information at the end, and I can help you and assist you with the application process. If you have the proper documentation, we'll complete the application, and you'll be on your way to receiving your benefits. Every 6 months, SNAP has to be recertified, so you'll be doing a recertification every 6 months to make sure that you receive or you continue to receive your benefits. NOAP, what is that? Well, NOAP is Nutritional Outreach Education Program. That's what my title is. I'm a NOAP coordinator. My services are free. They're also confidential. I can help you determine what your benefit amount would be depending on your household size and depending on some of your income and expenses that you may have in your household. And I can sort of streamline that process for you when we're doing your application. Part of that would require information on your behalf. During COVID-19, we're working remotely, so we're still available for you. It's just you're going to have to reach to us either through email, through the phone, and something that we can talk more in depth. What can I do for you? I can help you calculate what you're going to get. I can help you understand what documents are going to be needed for the application. I can help you complete the application, or I can give you assistance on how you can do it yourself during this process, as many individuals may not feel comfortable giving information out. We also provide that, so the information, so you can do it on your own. Right now, I'll ask a couple of questions, but I'm going to actually give out some information before we're going to go online now to the New York State My Benefits webpage. So if we're looking at this page, we're going to go on to the mybenefits.ny.gov website. If you'd like to apply on your own, you would click on Apply for SNAP. The next drop-down menu would ask you what county you live in. So if we're residing in Nassau County, we would click into Nassau, and then we would create our own. We put in our first name, our last name, put a username and a password. And for all intents and purposes, I'm going to go back home. I'm going to log in right now, just using a username and password that I created. So you can see where we would go. Once you're in the system and you created your username and password, you would start a new benefits application. You would put in your zip code. Oh, I put in an old zip code. Well, you would put in your zip code and you'll be able to start the application process for your application. After that, everything just follows through. So you can get that information from anyone. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask any questions right now. My phone number is on the screen, right over here.
So David, so right now, obviously with the pandemic, all offices are closed. Can you just run through, again, how applicants can go online? Do they just go online, and do they need documents? Do they get a phone call? How long does that take? Can you just give an overview of that process?
So good question. Actually, Department of Social Services is currently still open. So Uniondale offices are open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. You can pick up applications at Department of Social Services, or you can go online, which is what they're requesting everybody to do at this current moment due to COVID-19. The documents that most individuals are going to need, and I actually put that on the screen right now. I forgot to put that. You're going to need your, sorry, little, there we go. You're going to need, and can everybody see that? Right there?
Yep. Snap application. Yes.
So it says photo ID. So we're going to need a photo ID of anybody in the household that's over the age of 16 and above. If you have a birth certificate, that would help out. Social Security card. If you weren't born in the United States or you got your citizenship by applying through the U.S. Through naturalization certificate, American passport, or a permanent resident card is another ID that you could provide. For individuals that are renting, they provide either a landlord lease, a contract, some form of verification. If not, we can give out a shelter verification form. If they are current homeowners, their mortgage payments or their school or property taxes, homeowners insurance would verify that. Utility bills would provide also your address, but it would also show all your expenses. So if you pay electric, phone, water bill, gas bill, fuel oil, things of that nature that you'd have on a recurring monthly basis. Other expenses would be childcare expenses or child support payments that you're either receiving or you are paying out. Children who are over the age of 16 years old, we would need school records for. During COVID-19, though, this is being waived off. Another thing that's being currently waived off on a family basis is the bank statements. They still want to see at least one. Some people cannot get 3 months of bank statements, so that is one of the few things that's being waived off. And the pay stubs, they would like to see 4 weeks of pay stubs. Those individuals who have been furloughed, laid off, or have lost their employment due to COVID-19 do have to show that they've at least applied for unemployment insurance. And that's something that is going to be a standard for Department of Social Service to look into. You'd get after you submit an application, the application process takes 30 days total from start to finish. So from the day you actually apply and you get an application number to the last day that Department of Social Services has is a 30-day time window. In that time window, Department of Social Services can get an extension. If they do give you an extension, or if they do ask you for an extension, by law they have to give you SNAP benefits for at least 1 month. During COVID-19, though, that's almost being waived off. Not saying that every applicant is going to get this, but almost every applicant signing up with proper documentation within that 30-day period, we've seen almost 80–90% getting these benefit amounts. People who are not submitting the documentation on time can have that a week or two extension because sometimes it's difficult to print out your documents, to get them down to the Department of Social Services, or to find someone who can help you fax them over. Sometimes we can do that for you. Right now I don't have a fax machine, but I have an electronic fax that it works many times, but there are times where the documents have not gone through. But we always ask for everybody to at least mail a copy in, email their caseworker, and also fax it if they can.
So once we send all these documents in, we sign up online, will someone call us and follow up with us?
Someone should be calling you within a week. We, under normal circumstances, used to be 3 to 5 business days. Currently, post COVID-19, we're seeing it from between 7 to 15 days. So, depending on the fluctuation of how many applications are going through Department of Social Services right now, that's just taking a certain length of time.
All right. Now, what's probably the biggest pitfall or kind of the biggest question that you receive, every day when you're speaking with applicants, or the biggest challenge, that you have with applicants?
Yeah. So this varies a lot. Some of the drawbacks to this is everybody says, why does it take 30 days? That's just that's something that has been designed in the system. That's sort of still standard. They're still sticking to that number. So while you may have put in the application 3 weeks ago, many clients are saying it's been 3 weeks. I haven't heard anything back. Usually I'll tell them, listen, you're going to get a notice just right at that deadline. And if they haven't called you, that means they've got enough information from you that they don't need to review this application more than likely. And I've seen a lot of this is the review process takes 3.5 weeks, and then all of a sudden, oh, I got a letter, finally, I'm getting the benefits, but then it's another week for that card to come into the mail. So what I always tell everybody is, you know, have as much patience as possible, or apply as soon as you can. Even if you don't have all your documentation, you're going to get your documentation within a certain framework, meaning some individuals are missing their social security number. So I always tell them, well, apply first for SNAP and then apply for your duplicate social security number, because it only takes 14 days for Social Security to submit to you a social security number or a duplicate copy of your social security. And you'll get that in the mail by the time the request for documentation comes in. You might not even have to submit that, but at least you'll have now that duplicate copy. Plus, you can submit a copy to DSS if they're requesting one. So the one thing I always tell everybody is, you know, if you have all your documentation all lined up, you're good to go. You're probably going to get streamlined in that top 95% bracket. Those that lack the documentation, the process is going to be a little bit slower. Not that it's going to be impossible. It's just going to take a little bit longer. And by that, it might be an extra week or two.
All right. Thank you, Mr. David Chavez. I don't see any questions, so I'm just going to close. Can you just put your information back up, David? This way our attendees can see and contact you if they have any follow-up questions. Also, a recording of this will be placed on our website, www.ecsworkshops.org. So you can get all this information from David on our website. And just for closing, it's important to get the facts, especially during this crisis. There is assistance available for families, and I encourage families to access these resources that they need. We have more workshops scheduled for this week. Please visit our website and join us for those workshops. And I want to say thank you to Mr. David Chavez from Health and Welfare Council of Long Island for joining us and presenting today.
Thank you for having me. Enjoy your evening.
Thank you.